Hi, today I'm going to be showing you the Pentart waxes, antiquing paste, and chameleon wax. There are tons of colors to choose from, and I'm going to show you the difference between the wax paste metals and metallics, the antique paste, and then the chameleons. There's also a clear wax, and I'll show you what that's good for. So first I'm going to show you the chameleon wax, and I have 3 of them here, and they're white gold, green, and blue. And if you look, you can barely see any color in them. They're a little iridescent, but they're meant to be used on a very dark surface. So if you painted something black, very dark brown, navy blue, you'll see the color when you use it. So you can use it with your finger, a brush. Some people like to put it on with a cloth. I just use my finger. So this is the blue, and I'm going to show you on the black, and you'll see a beautiful blue iridescent color. Here is the green. And this is white gold. And they come up really nice on black surfaces. All the waxes have a nice pleasant smell, like an orange smell to them, so they're not offensive in any way. Next, I'm going to show you all of these metallic colors, and I'm going to show you them both on black, and here I've painted it country blue, Pentart color. So I'm just going to start here with metallic purple, and that's on the black, and here we have it against the blue, and you'll see the difference. Well, actually, I didn't show you the chameleon, so let me show you the chameleon. This is the white gold on the blue. So you can see it a little bit. It's a very subtle color. It's more of just a shine, and as I said, it's iridescent. Let me show the other ones too. This is the blue. I'm sorry, this was the green. This is the blue, and now we have the white gold. So you can see it a little bit. You won't see it on a cream color or a white color. It's really made to use on a dark surface, but you could see the difference here. Okay, so we did the purple. This is red metallic. Here it is on the black and the blue. Here, this is just called green, but there's another green as well. Now this one's called turtle green. I do like this color. So it's a little more of a muted green. This is blue. And here we have it over here. It's a very deep blue. Let's compare it to the chameleon blue over here. It's pretty similar, but you're not going to have the iridescence. I have honey gold. It's a gorgeous orangey color. This is copper. You want to do them all in a row so you can compare them. Definitely looks very much like copper against the black and against the blue as well. And this one is fire gold, which is a huge favorite. Look at that, that's gorgeous. These last a very long time. I've used them for a couple years, and I use them probably on almost every project I do. And then we have rose gold. So I was editing my video and I saw that I was completely out of frame to show you the rose gold, and I just really wanted to show this to you because it's just so pretty. So I'm doing it again here for you. It's the rose gold and the gold. So that is the two of them on the black. And then I'll do it here on the blue. And they just look great on both colors. There you go. So that is all the colors that I have. And this is the clear. Now, clear is interesting because you can use it to cover a bit of a project that you want to make it waterproof. The other interesting thing that clear will do, not sure how well it will work on here, but if you're using a colored wax on a project and you get it where you don't want it to be, so your finger misses and you hit something, you can actually take the clear wax, rub it on top, get a dry, soft towel, and rub it away. And it actually acts as an eraser. So the clear wax is very handy to have, because if you just rub it with a plain towel, you know, say I got this somewhere I didn't want it to, it's just not going to totally come off. Okay, now the last thing I have are the antique pastes. Antique pastes are a little bit creamier, they wipe away easier, and the way I like to use these is in crackles. So I'm going to show you the colors. You can use them on any project. The umber I use to age projects. If you want to make something look like it's vintage, I use the umber paste. This is silver. Here's the white, which doesn't really look as metallic. It's just more like a white paste. I'll do it on here as well. And then you have the gold antique paste, but it's just that they wipe away easier. Whereas if I wipe this one back, it's just really not going anywhere. None of the waxes need to be sealed. That is your last step, and they will cure hard in about 2 weeks. So if you wanted to seal them, you should use the solvent-based glossy varnish. Because the waxes are solvent-based, you want to cover it with the solvent, and you're going to want to keep that shine, so you would use the glossy. Okay, so if you can see, this is shinier here. I applied the 2-step fine line crackle, and to fill in my cracks, I'm going to show you the difference between using antique paste and regular gold wax. And I'm going to also show you what the umber looks like, because I use that quite often. So my suggestion is always the antique paste, because it wipes away easier. So I take my paste and I just push it in the cracks, and you can see how it fills it up, and I wipe it away, but it's going to leave it in the cracks. See how easy that was to do. Now if I take the wax paste and I put it in, you can see how it's really so much thicker, and it's going to be harder to rub away. So on here, it did rub it back. On the black, I didn't do any part of that. It might not rub away as clean as you would like. And then we have the umber antiquing paste. This is a huge favorite. And you'll see it filling in the cracks. And not sure if we'll see. Let me try a little of the silver antique paste. I might have filled all the cracks in though. Now, because it's fine line crackle, it does need to be sealed when you're finished filling in the cracks. That needs to be sealed with the solvent-based glossy varnish. And I'm going to show you how I use them in projects. One of the ways I like to use wax is through a stencil. So here is a box I'm working on, and I decoupaged 2 pieces of paper here, and through the And through the middle here, I use several different paints to blend it. But to blend it even more and make it look more seamless, what I'll do is take the stencil and put the gold wax through it, and it sort of connects the two pieces in a more seamless way. I'm going to use gold wax and a stencil brush, and I'm just going to take it and pounce it in. And sometimes I like to take the lid and wipe off if there's any extra, and I just hold my stencil and swirl it on. And you peel it back and you can see it. Now I'm just going to move it and line it up with a couple of the diamonds here. This, by the way, is a stencil from Decorative Queen. So I'm going to line this up and then keep moving across. And it doesn't have to be exact because I'm doing this more in a distressed sort of haphazard way. And I'm liking that. So that is the way I like to use it through a stencil. One of the ways to use the umber antique paste is to use it on molds. You can use it on either molds made with resin or clay. And what I like to do is seal them first with a varnish. That way the wax will be easier to remove. I put a little bit on the brush, and then you just brush it onto your mold and make sure you push it in all of the deep crevices, because that's where you're going to want to leave it to make something look like it's vintage. And then what I do is take a shop towel, it's a soft cloth, and just wipe it back. You can also use a wet wipe if you want to take off even more, because that will take off some. So you can see how it left it nicely in the deep recesses. Now I'm just going to dry it off, and then I like to come back with one of the waxes. I'm just going to use the gold here and add some just with my finger to bring out the highlights. Isn't that gorgeous? You can also mix colors. You could add another color if you wanted. Say you want a little bit of honey gold. You can take a little bit on your finger and then just touch other areas, or you can go on top of where you already did. And there you have it. Now that one had really deep recesses in it, but you could also use it on a mold that doesn't have really deep ones. And here I'm just going to use the same umber. And what I'm going to do here is not wipe it back as much. I'm just going to wipe it back lightly. I'll just use the same shop towel. And I want to leave it a little bit more aged. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the top. And it gives it a nice aged look to it, instead of being so shiny and new, if that's the look you're going for. For this project, I decoupaged this box and painted stripes on the sides and added a raised stencil. And I want to make the sides look a little more vintage or antiqued. So I'm going to use the antique paste in umber. I'm going to apply it with a brush, and I'm just going to brush it on and then use my shop towel to wipe it back. So you can see it gives it a nice aged look compared to the front, and it matches the top more. Then I'm going to take my gold wax and add it to all of the edges, just to define it a little bit. I want to do the tops, all around the edges, so it's coming down a little bit around the front. And then this little clasp on the front that holds the box closed, I'm going to add it to that as well. So I'm going to do the rest of the box and then I'll come back and show you. But there it is. Nice aged look to it because of the umber wax, and the gold just makes it stand out a little bit more. So that is the Pentart wax. If you have any questions, let me know and I'm happy to answer. Thanks so much.